Okay, so today we are in DCS.
Welcome to Marianas Islands. The weather is good.
So this is the F-18 and we are in the Marianas free scenery for DCS. Obviously the F-18 is a pay-wet aircraft, but I thought it might be interesting for you to have a look at it if you've not seen it before. So we can pan around, we can see the carrier and we can see the Marianas Islands over there in the distance. So let's go and get inside the aeroplane and go and get this off the carrier deck. So just opening the engines, we should launch automatically. So this is not the detailed carrier. If you install the super carrier add-on, you get a vastly different experience. So I'm just putting the flaps to auto and getting the gear up. So as you can tell straight away, DCS is a very different animal than Flight Simulator. But it's completely designed for simulating combat aircraft. So you can see all the weapons are there. So if we zoom in a bit further, we get a closer look. So we've got some practice bombs on. Got some Sparrow missiles there. And a countermeasure pod. Okay, so main difference to you if you're coming from the Flight Simulator world is all of this works as per the real aircraft. So the radio stack works properly, all of the avionics works, so you can bring up situational awareness for example, you can bring up the radar works, all the modes of the radar work and operate as you would expect. If we go over to the stores, we could arm the air-to-ground weapons, for example. We could pick the bombs, we could arm them, and we've got continuously computed impact point has come up on the HUD, which means that we can then fly towards a target and bomb it. And they're only practice bombs, so all we're going to do is drop flares really, but you get the idea. So if we fly over towards the islands, so we're going to open the engine up. Absolutely flat out. Actually, let's get some height and we'll show you another facet of DCS on our way. So we are accelerating towards Mach 1 in a climb because the Hornet is that powerful. So we'll see it come whizzing past the camera. Do a bit of a roll just so you see it. So you will notice the aircraft moves around, it isn't stable, and you will see the fly-by-wire acting on the tail surfaces when it gets into more extreme situations. Okay, so Mach 0.9, Mach 1. Okay, here's the first example of DCS being DCS. Sonic booms. Next example. Watch for the compressibility of the air around the strakes in the aircraft. So as I pull in some G's, you'll see the air compressing over the wings. You'll see the wings flexing. And if we come down into a lower altitude region, we're just going to cut the engines and roll underneath. Okay. Ready? Watch either side of the cockpit. There we go. So we can depart controlled flight quite easily even though it's a fly-by-wire aircraft. If you watch the wings carefully, if we do this from inside actually, we open the engines up because we're almost at the point of stalling. You can see the contrails forming off the wingtips there and the leading edges have dipped to gain some more lift. So we've gone full reheat again. So So as I flex around, you will see the wing moving. So yeah, it's a living, breathing aircraft. That's the real takeaway from this. But yeah, other than that, looking around inside the aircraft, everything works. All of the countermeasure suite works, all of the sensor suite works. You can see the radar is busy working, the air-to-ground radar over here. So we can zoom in on that and have a look at it in a bit more detail. Obviously all the air-to-air radar modes work as well. So if we... Okay, I've messed the screen up again. There we go. I've forgotten how it works, that's half the trouble. Okay. Yeah, so if we go to air-to-air modes, you're going to get the air-to-air radar all of a sudden. Let's see if there are any aircraft around that we can go and harass. So we've got 40-mile range on the radar at the moment. I'm not sure if there is anything around. Oh yes, we have. We've got a bogey. So let's move the sensor array to pick this target up. Whoops, press the wrong direction, press enter, and there we go. And it's already saying friend. So I think there's some F-15s flying around the island from memory. So they're only a couple of miles in front of us. Let's just glide in towards them. Obviously we could fire, we've got a tone.
Altitude. Altitude.
There's two of them. You can see the radar is picking both up. We can play games here with having us and the aircraft in view. So it's a pair of F-15s by the look of it. So let's go and pull in alongside them and follow them in. I think they're going into land. So we can fly formation with them for a bit. Might be fun. Let's go full reheat, otherwise they're going to leave us behind. Just getting some speed up. So you will notice obviously the things like the velocity vector in the head-up display actually works in this aircraft, which you would expect. I'm just bleeding some speed off. So yeah, they're rolling into approach. I need to keep an eye on where the other one is. I'm in the same piece of the sky as him. Yeah, there he is. So let's follow them in. Again, I'm going a bit fast, so I'm just throwing in some alpha in to lose speed without messing around with the air brakes. Okay. We're going to do our best to fly in with them and just miss the ground, so we'll obviously flare a little way before them. If I accelerate a little bit, then we'll be more alongside them as they come in on the runway. So they're obviously doing a pattern landing.
Check gear, check gear.
So we'll try and avoid the palm trees as well.
Check gear, check gear. Pull up, pull up. Check gear, check gear.
So obviously we're going to go full throttle now and leave them behind.
Check gear, check gear.
But this gives you some idea of the fidelity of DCS. that you can do things like this, and it was so smooth, and the other aircraft were pretty much being flown as you would expect them to be flown. Should we do a circuit and come back in and land where they landed? You will see them still down there, they're taxiing in. See them turning off the runway down there. I still haven't figured out how to centre this up. It's not behaving. Okay, that will do for me. So, if we lose some speed, we'll turn off the master arm over here. And so weapons are now safe. We will drop the gear. We'll go full flaps. You discover that these fly-by-wire fighter jets are actually remarkably easy to land. One way. Because the fly-by-wire takes care of flying the plane, you obviously still need to keep it in the right region of the flight envelope. We're not going to take much notice of the speed or attitude indicator or anything like that. We're just going to fly in visually, but because we've got an accurate velocity vector, we can. You'll notice there's all sorts of such stuff parked up to the left. It's a load of B-52s. There's probably some B-1s over there as well. Let's have a look sideways while we're rolling out. Yeah, some B-52s. Anything else interesting over there? There's a whole load of F-15s parked up. Guess we ought to start slowing down. So put the wheel brakes on. There's some more stuff parked up over here as well. So we'll taxi over to the right and have a nosy around when we get there. Whoa! We're about to get the wheels dirty. Didn't mean to do that. But you get the idea. This is a completely different animal than Flight Simulator. So nose wheel steering is on. So we should be able to, I'm not sure where the lever is for this, there it is. Yeah, I can't find the canopy lever, which is a shame. Otherwise I could show you that. There we go. So obviously it's simulating the sound difference as well with the canopy up. There's a load of AWACS over here. Just seeing if there's anything more exotic parked up that we could go and have a look at, but I don't think there is today. Not much around. Go in the corner here. I'm really just messing around here to give you a good idea of what's in the simulator. Oh, there's some Chinooks over there and some Hercules in the distance. Some C-130s. Let's just come on over here. There's a stutter in the sim. It's quite rare to see DCS stutter, to be honest. So you can see the modelling of all of the aircraft is actually pretty amazing. Anyway, it's enough messing around. This was DCS, a very, very quick look at it. So the actual base simulator is free. The Marianas scenery you are seeing here is free. And you do get some aircraft with it. So things like the Frogfoot, and there's a trainer version of a P-51 you get with it. But if you want to have fun, probably the best value for DCS, there's a pack called Flaming Cliffs, which gives you an F-15, an A-10, a MiG-29, Su-27, Su-33, and a whole load of missions for them. You can build missions. It's got a mission editor. They are not study level versions in the Flaming Cliffs pack. If you want to go and get the study level planes, there's some amazing aircraft. Obviously you can get this fully accurate F-18, there's a fully accurate F-16, there's a fully accurate F-14, but actually you can have two people playing it at once, so front seat and back seat in the F-14. It does work to do that, so you can have a radar officer as well as the pilot. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, and I'll see you all again soon. Okay, so I'm going to stop recording there. Hopefully you found that fun.